Hey guys, it's Figure Therapy, and today we're gonna be checking out another Rikka figure. This one's cool because this is actually like my other Rikka figure. This is my first experience with this company. Now, I know that this company is absolutely notorious for just not doing the greatest in terms of quality and packaging. So that's why I really wanted to record this one, because I thought it'd be really funny just to see how this would turn out. But in terms of this particular figure, I've heard of stories where people get it and her fingers are broken off. And yeah, but what's also weird is FOTS or BFOL, whatever you want to call them, they always make boxes that don't have pictures on them. So as you can see right here, unless you know what you're looking for, there are no images on the box. So right away, all their boxes look the same. Yeah, so basically that's that. And a lot of the time, like, you know, you'll be like, what the heck is that? And a lot of time places will have to like print out a picture or something just to get it all good going. But yeah, so that is that. So I wonder if it says anything in precautions. But yeah, like I said, in terms of like figure companies, FOTS is kind of on the lower end. However, I will say this, that they do have really nice sculpts and poses, at least in the prototype phase. There are tons of FOTS figures that look beautiful, but when it just reaches to the actual market, like commercial part, it does end up looking a little weird. So I always think that's kind of funny. I actually wanted to pick up the Aqua from FOTS, and that looked really cool, but actual images were a little weird. But yeah, so let's just go ahead and dive right into this. So first off, this figure, actually first I'll show you guys, this is pretty cool. I actually got this blade the other day. It is a katana X-Acto blade. It's by a company called Suyada. They do model kits, and they just made this cool blade. And what's also cool is it comes in this little, or it comes with this little stand where it's like a sword. So that's, I don't know, that's just so funny. But let's go ahead and crack her open. In terms of like counterfeits, I don't think I've ever seen a counterfeit FOTS figure. So that's kind of like the plus, is that I guess just they're so hush-hush about their stuff, or they're just so bad that even the counterfeit companies are like, maybe not. But I will say this though, I do like how protective their boxes are. So maybe that's like why they do things the way they do, is because the boxes are so thick in terms of cardboard, and also no windows, so it's, you know, completely sealed. Also, this, I don't know if it's my knife or this tape that's just being problematic. But yeah, that's so weird. Okay, it's not cutting, and I don't think it's my knife because I just got a new blade for it. But alright, there we go. That's one side, and then open the other side. So I don't think I'll need my blade anymore. So let's keep that to the side before I poke myself. Yeah, let's go ahead. So you guys can all see what I see right as I open. Oh, there's the instruction manual. Whoa, see, that's what I'm talking about. I am 100% a proponent of, well, this is a piece of paper, printed pieces of paper. So kind of like how on resin kits they print you paper. So this isn't like a full color paper or anything. Of course, I'm not expecting full color, but you know, as you can see right there, that's the figure in this box. Now, why can't this picture be on the outside? I have no idea. But yeah, so, and the base is just this disc, this acrylic disc, I will say. Very interesting. It kind of reminds me of when you buy like an LED puck light or something for your ceiling. This comes with it to diffuse the light. But I mean, it is a pretty nice piece of acrylic. It's not heavy, I'd say. It's pretty thin, as you can see right there. One side is glossy and one side is matte, so I guess you would just use the glossy side up. But this is exactly what I'm talking about. So it comes padded with bubble wrap and foam. But that being said, like, who wants their figures like this in terms of, like, it's not custom fit foam. It's just random blocks of foam. And then there's bubble wrap. Bubble wrap is fine when you're packaging figures to ship, in terms of, like, you know, maybe if you put the box in a box that has bubble wrap in it, that's fine. But I always think it's super weird, because it's like, I don't know if it really protects it. So we're actually going to see if I had anything damaged today. I actually did give the box a shake earlier to see if anything was like rattling around. So yeah, this is their super cool bubble wrap packing material. So yeah, and there's the little Pocari Sweat bottle. So let's go ahead and crack that open. I think there's something else in here too. No, it's just the bottle. But yeah, so we'll go ahead and take a closer look at this. Now I will say this figure is not cheap. This is already the second release, so which is cool because I appreciate that they did do a second release. And then basically in this second release, the prices did go up for it, so it actually became more expensive than its initial release. But I do think I've heard less bad things about the second release, so that's a plus. Let's go ahead and you can kind of see her knees poking out over there. Oh, she does feel pretty nice. I do like the feeling, the texture on her skin. But yeah, here's her little styrofoam prison. I mean, it's good styrofoam. I will say this, like, it's nice if you're putting a bottle in here. Like, if you put like a glass bottle in here, I'm 100% sure it won't break. But you're putting a figure with a lot of intricate parts and a lot of like little tiny pieces that could just bounce around. But yeah, so that's why I kind of recommend maybe don't buy this from Japan. Like, if you get it from Japan, like maybe, you know, pre-owned is fine because then you can see a picture of it and you know it's good before it shows up at your door. But yeah, so maybe don't mess with that. But I would say get it from a US seller. That way you know exactly what's going on. Maybe at like a convention or something, you can be a little bit more up to date on it or something. Let me see if I can just cut this. Yeah, but I just prefer the plastic like wrapping or like the plastic clamshells just because they're so much more reliable. You could repack them. I can't repack this, like, you know, like as effectively as they did, I guess. But yeah, it's just bubble wrap. Like, that just cracks me up. But yeah, other than that, this looks pretty cool. I like it a lot. Granted, it is kind of expensive at a, like, I think original price was $120. Reissue is kind of more expensive, so like I said, it's around like $130, $140-ish. It's going, what's cool for the reissue is that because, you know, there's a reissue, it's a little bit, it drove down the price a little bit. Prior to this, it was going for around like a 200-ish mark. I remember when they first came out, there was actually like, they were so cheap in Japan. They were like only about like $100 for her and like for her or Akane, which I do have, but I'll need to crank that up later. But yeah, so this is a little bit pricier than the original release, but she does look pretty nice. I'll give her that. I do like, so for example, like this is a prime example of things that would break during shipping. Like, look at those fingers. And also the material, like I can definitely tell right away, this is not, it doesn't feel like PVC. Maybe like the main body, but at least with these parts, it's a little heftier, and you can definitely feel like I could just snap it if I really wanted to. It felt kind of brittle. Now, paint job wise, which is another big thing, it's not too bad, to be honest. Like, those goggles, not sure what's going on there, some pooling. Like, the line isn't super crisp, but then again, kind of whatever. Yeah. I mean, like, it's kind of like the quality that you'd expect from, I guess, if you were painting it yourself. Yeah. But not necessarily a bad thing. Also, like, looking at her hair, like, dude, I would not want these to break on me. Like, look at how thin these are. It's obvious it's not made from PVC because there's no flex to it. I could feel like I could just snap all this stuff right off the bat. So I wonder if it is a resin figure. That's the question. I didn't think I actually looked into that, if it's resin or not. But yeah, I mean, obviously for obvious reasons, this is kind of why I picked up the figure. But it's still very nice. Like, I will say this: if you're lucky, nothing happens to it. The shading is pretty nice. I do appreciate that pink hue on her. Technically, there is no paint bleed or anything. You know, her expression is pretty nice. It matches the character. Hair sculpt is nice. Like I said, it's very cool. I do like a lot of the detail on the back. You know, there is some layering of the hair, which is smart. What else? There is a big boo-boo right there. That's not nice. Yeah, it's like very clumpy too. Not what I would expect at a over $100 tier figure, but it's not too bad. So let's put it like that. But yeah, I mean, what's cool is her little Gridman thing on her chest is there too. Yeah, so that being said, she just kind of rests there. which is nice as well. I feel like I've said that a little too often. This is that sports drink bottle, which does look cooler than it looks. Pretty well done. Looks like a sports drink. Now, how to fit this in? So you just kind of just throw it in there. All right, cool. I was kind of expecting some tension. See, that's the thing about, I have no idea what material they used on this one, but with PVC, since there's flex to it, you can always just, nudge it. But whatever the heck this is, like, it doesn't, if I feel like I flexed it, it would have break. Actually, I'm looking at it right now. It's PVCL. So whatever the heck that is, PVCL. But yeah, so that's definitely interesting. I would equate it to, I would just say resin, like straight up. It does feel a lot like resin, in terms of its brittleness. But like, I mean, like I said, the sculpt is pretty sharp, which is nice, and I do think it's a pretty nice little figure. Now, would you pay like $200 for it? It kind of depends on what kind of Gridman fan you are. There's so much Gridman stuff out there right now, and I'm really glad that they're doing a lot of variety. There's like 3 different outfits of her in swimsuits. There's like the anime one, there's this one, and then there's additional one where it's just a more conservative outlet. What I do like about these ones, about her and Akane, is they're both in one-piece swimsuits, and their poses are really nice, and they're very natural and fluid looking. So I really do like that, as opposed to all the other ones where it's a little bit more dynamic, but I do like something a little bit more reserved from time to time. So that being said, I would pick this up. If you like Gridman a lot and you want some really like a different kind of Gridman figure, I would recommend this. And also, I'll put it like this as well. This would go great with the, I think it's Good Smile that announced it, but the Mujina from Dynazenon and the Yume from Dynazenon, which are also in swimsuits, so they would all just look good together. In terms of scale, this is approximately 1/7 scale, so it's a good size. 1/7 is always like on the larger end. It's weird that we never see 1/6 scale figures, but yeah. So that being said, it's not too bad. I kind of liked it, or I do like it, and I appreciate that it didn't come broken, and that's my favorite part. But yeah. So one more look at this fabulous toner ink problem of a paper, but yeah, good quality. The figure itself is fine. Alright, well, that's pretty much it, guys. I appreciate you guys for sticking around and enjoying this really quick first figure experience. And I'll see you guys next time.
She